My name is Jesse.
And my name is Tim.
And I'm Greg, and you're watching JTG Reviews with special guest Donald Trump.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is Donald Trump.
We watched The Emperor's Club and had some thoughts that we really didn't want to share, but because of this assignment, we have to. So let's go.
Greg, I have a question for you.
All right.
What did you think the movie was really about? Was it about Julius Caesar being really good at history?
Not really. It's kind of more about education, focusing on the relationship, between the teacher and the student, and it's kind of like that relationship through the teacher's point of view, and how it impacts both parties.
Yeah. It sets place in an all-boys boarding school where children of pretty successful parents send their kids. Jesse, can you talk about the plot for a minute?
Yeah, it's pretty much about a teacher's experience with a group of students that impacts his life. The main focus, I would say, of the film would be about the student who cheats and doesn't get punished for it.
Yeah, I don't know if that would apply in today's society, but Tim, how do you feel about that student not getting called out?
Well, it was really interesting because it shows how Kevin Kline's character, he really wanted to be able to mold the student, and he was held back by the headmaster at that point to not do it. We earlier talked about, or we heard the father tell Kline's character that you're not supposed to mold my son, you're supposed to teach him. Greg, what was that quote about again?
Yeah, I think it went something like the lines of, "Sir, it's my job to mold your son's character." And I think if mold him, Jesus, God in heaven, son, you're not gonna mold my boy. Your job is to teach my son. Teach him his timetables. Teach him why the world is round. Teach him who was killed and when and where. That is your job. You, sir, you will not mold my son. I will mold him.
I feel like that's a pretty pragmatic approach because he feels like he knows the truth for the situation. I really find the pragmatism of the father when he talks about the real world and how it's relative to getting what you want,
Yeah, it goes against what we've kind of been talking about as the role of the teacher in like the philosophies, kind of like idealism, doesn't it?
Absolutely. I think Kline really struggles with it. We hear him say, however much we stumble, it's a teacher's burden to always hope that with learning, a boy's character might be changed, and so the destiny of man. He feels that the role of the teacher is so much more than to just teach timetables.
Oh yeah, that was a really good quote. Jesse, did you think there's one that was maybe a little better?
Oh, I got one. Youth ages. Immaturity is outgrown. Ignorance can be educated. Drunkenness sober. But stupid lasts forever.
Well, our special guest over there, do you have an opinion about this?
Because our leaders are stupid. Our politicians are stupid.
Also, Greg, what do you think was the main purpose of the film?
I think the main purpose of the film is to show the effects of a teacher on his students and vice versa, like the quote by Kline that you just kind of mentioned.
Interesting. What are the major themes you guys find in this movie?
I thought that the major thing was this. A man's character is his fate, and that teachers are there to really step up and change the character for the better. And through changing their character, change their destiny. And by changing the destiny of one man, you can change the destiny of mankind.
Yeah, this kind of rings true for me too. I know we talked about labels in class, and Kline feels like labels can be changed, but at the end he admits that a man's character is his fate. And so a label can only be changed if his character is changed, which he feels is done by the teacher.
So overall, how do you feel the film did with these themes?
Well, one strength was it showed, the emotional stress that a teacher goes through in education. And however, it didn't really show the effects. This is kind of a negative thing. It didn't show the effects of like a student who cheated, so I didn't think that was that great. But that's one criticism I have.
Okay, for me, it was good because it showed the effects of good teaching on like students like Martin, where he was wronged by his teacher, but he saw the good teaching and he understood. And I think it shows the good effects of a good teacher. But then again, it also kind of focuses only on the privilege. It's a boarding school for those who will never fail in life. Their fathers will get them through anything they need to get them through.
Yeah.
So it'd be interesting to see a film that touches on other aspects of
That's a good point.
people's lives.
And a good place to end. For JTG Reviews, we'll be back after the break with his special guest, Donald J. Trump.
Me interviewing me, that's what I call a great idea.